As a wise woman once said, the real race starts after Drag Race. With that in mind, hello, and welcome to Drag Race Rejudged, where today I will be talking about the quote-unquote true winners of each season of Drag Race. These are the queens who did not necessarily take home the crown, but had the strongest post-show careers in terms of longevity, visibility both in and outside the fanbase, and just general vibes. Before I get into the list, I have two things of note. Number one, I mean no shade to the actual winners of the seasons, except for two of them. Number two, I will only be counting queens once, so Vanjie is only going to count for season 11, Cynthia is only going to count for season 8, and any all-star is going to count for their original seasons. Starting us off, we have season 1, where I am somewhat conflicted on what I would qualify as the true winner. On one hand, you have queens like Tammy Brown and Porkchop. They both have moderately large fan bases and have had good careers after the show, but they have also ascended into the canon of Drag Race. Porkchop has become a verb and is referenced at the beginning of literally every season, while at the same time, Tammy Brown's fights at the season 1 reunion and the All-Stars 1 Untucked are quoted constantly. On the other hand, BB Zahara Benet was and always will be the first ever winner of the show. She has had a show with TLC, she had a documentary, and she became the first ever winner to return to the show in 2018. On the other hand, Chanel has had a great career both before and after the show, so I have to factor her in as well. I think you could make an argument any of the four ways, but I would say that BB would end up being the true winner of the season for having the most successful mainstream career out of the season 1 queens. Season 2 is another slightly difficult season because the queens are successful in very different ways. Nicole Paige Brooks owns 51% of Atlanta, Georgia, so I definitely can't discount her. Alternatively, Jujubee has competed 4 times and has stayed consistently visible in the 15 years since her original season aired. Outside of the just generally good career opportunities she had, she has also gotten a huge spotlight literally every single time a new cast premieres of any franchise anywhere in the world. I don't want to discount success in public-facing media, but outside of hosting Fashion Photo Review, Raven has genuine influence with both Ru and World of Wonder. She has been a special guest 20 times now after the All-Stars 10 Snatch Game. WoW gave her her own reality competition show to host, and I don't think I can understate how much power and influence she has gained within the world of drag as Ru's makeup artist. I think a few years ago, season 3 would have been a very difficult conversation to have, but I think after All-Star 7 and the other possible contender completely imploding her career, I think Raja is the clear winner. She has been a special guest several times, she got to appear on The Simpsons, and similarly to Raven, gets anywhere between 200,000 and 300,000 weekly views through Fashion Photo Review. Season 4 is going to be a fight between Latrice and Willem depending on different categories. As far as respect in the fanbase and post-show opportunities, it is absolutely Latrice. Despite not competing for 7 years, she has been consistently talked about by the fanbase, and she also got to star in the final season of We're Here, which is another big accomplishment. On the other hand, Willem has been really active in any area of drag that doesn't involve World of Wonder. If all press is good press, she is probably the true winner, but I'm not sure I'd say that's the case. With that in mind, I think I'd say that Latrice Royale is the true winner of Season 4, but I'm not 100% sold on that. Season 5 is Jinx Monsoon. While there have definitely been a few points where Alaska temporarily took first place, Jinx Monsoon has probably had a top 3 post-Drag Race run. Winning All-Star 7 and being the queen of all queens was one thing, getting to debut on Broadway was another, getting to be a Doctor Who villain was a third, but I think it's just the general prominence she has. While this is absolutely just a personal anecdote, Jinx is one of the few queens that my friends who don't watch Drag Race are aware of, and I think that's what really solidifies it for me. Season 6 is probably Bianca Del Rio. Adore Delano has had an amazing career both before and after Drag Race, is one of the most successful singers from the show, and is one of the most universally respected competitors. That said, I think Bianca has probably the best comedy career of anyone post-show. Getting to make her own movie series was pretty big, but getting to sell out a massive arena and stadium tour is probably what clinches it for her. Production clearly has a lot of respect for her, so I fully expect my decision here to be reaffirmed when she is inevitably a finalist on All Winners 2 in a few years. Unsurprisingly, Season 7 is a double win between Katya and Trixie. I just don't think I can pick one over the other. While they've both done really well solo, almost all of their most successful projects have been as a duo, and even though I could just go off follower counts, I feel like that is a huge cop-out considering how they got where they are. Violet Chachki, and honestly the entire cast of season 7 for that matter, had great careers post-show, but I don't think anyone has been near the level of success that Trixie and Katya have. Moving on to season 8, I think the true winner is Bob the Drag Queen. I've been trying to say the name of Kimchi's brand for the last like 2 minutes and it is just not happening. My final shot is Kimchi Chic Cosmetics, and I think I got it there. Has been one of the most successful Ru Girl brands, and Naomi Smalls has a massive presence in the fan base, but I don't think either one of them has gotten the post-show opportunities that Bob has. I think Bob was the clear true winner just based off her acting roles, appearance on The Traitors, and We're Here, but getting to open the show on an international Madonna concert tour is almost impossible to match. Season 9 is going to be a battle between Sasha Velour and Shea Coulee. On one hand, Sasha Velour is the on-paper winner of the season, which does give her some points. In addition to that, We Are Here, Smoke and Mirrors, and Nightgowns are all huge boosts to her resume. On the other hand, Shea Coulee has competed and made it to the end 3 times, is absolutely beloved by WoW, and has gotten a very successful acting career out of it. On that note, I think the main thing that puts Shea Coulee ahead as the true winner of the season was playing Slug in Ironheart a few months ago. I think it's probably one of the biggest acting opportunities a Drag Race queen has gotten, and she absolutely killed it. Season 10 is another season that I think was close for a while, but I think Monet Exchange has pretty clearly pulled ahead over Ms. Cracker. Sibling rivalry was probably enough to do it, appearing on The Simpsons and Lovecraft Country was definitely enough to do it, but I think for me, Monet getting to compete alongside Rob Cesternino, Natalie Anderson, and Lisa Rinna on Traitors is absolutely incredible, and I don't think I could sleep at night if I didn't pick her as the true winner with that in mind. Aquaria has had a really solid post-Drag Race career and is consistently overlooked by the fanbase. That said, an overlooked icon is still overlooked, so I'm sticking with Monet. Moving on, I think season 11 has 2 really clear contenders. Brooklyn Heights has her own Drag Race franchise and is the first ever contestant to do so. That alone is very difficult to beat, but beyond that, she has her own successful franchise and from what I've seen is almost universally regarded as one of the top 3 hosts of any franchise. Canada's Drag Race as a franchise is also important enough to get its own All-Stars vs. the World franchise, which is another very big boost for Brooklyn. That said, I have to go with Plastique. While social media followers are not the only criteria I'm looking at, Plastique having the most followers of any Ru Girl is definitely something I have to factor in. While a fair amount of my LGBT friends who don't watch Drag Race are aware of some of the queens, I actually have a few straight friends who have seen Plastique's videos in passing and mentioned it to me after realizing she was a drag queen. With all that said, Evie Oddly is also absolutely incredible. I just felt that Plastique was stronger on social media and Brooke was stronger through career opportunities. I mean, absolutely no shade here, but the unexpected true winner of season 12 is Nikki Doll. Getting to host your own Drag Race franchise does not guarantee you the slot as the true winner, but it is a huge boost. What is going to give Nikki Doll the top slot here is the 2024 Olympic Games. She is the second drag queen in history to carry the Olympic torch. She got to perform one of her songs in the opening ceremony of the Olympics and solidified her slot by suing failed British politician and quote-unquote actor Lawrence Fox. Any drag queen who is able to beat the right-wing populist political machine gains massive points in my book. Alternatively, I think there's a very compelling argument for Jada since she got to do We're Here and competed on All-Star 7. Had the pandemic not completely ruined her and Evie's reigns, I think we could be looking at a very different list here, but I think I will narrowly stick with Nikki. Season 13's true winner is a complete toss-up for me, so help me out in the comments here. On one hand, we have the recency bias pick of Utica. She was really popular during the show, she got her own art exhibition at the Rochester Art Center, and fingers crossed, won the 21st season of Project Runway. On the other hand, we have Gottmik, who got to host the 2025 Golden Globe Awards and hosted the popular talk show Not Safe with Nikki Glazer. Then third, and the option that I'm kind of leaning towards, we have Simone. She has got a ton of media exposure during her reign, she got to attend the Met Gala, and has definitely been one of the most active recent winners of the show. With this in mind, I think I'm gonna say my official stance is leaning Simone, but I'm not 100% sure, just let me know in the comments. Moving on to season 14, we have Maddie Morphosis. I know that I've been mocked before for being an unhinged, delusional Maddie stan, but I think the success and reach of Give It To Me Straight makes it the biggest post-show project of any of the season 14 queens. The reach within the fanbase has been great, but getting non-Drag Race celebrities like Vivian Wilson is the icing on the cake for me. Willow Pill is definitely a strong winner and has had a good career after the show, but I think unfortunately as the winner, she has been eternally tied to an unpopular season and hasn't really been able to break away from it the way Maddie has. Season 15 is 100% Sasha Colby. At the time, I had no idea just how big your favorite XYZ's favorite XYZ would end up being, but that is probably the most referenced promo moment of recent history. She is Chapel Roan's drag mother, she is one of the few queens with a step-down look that could rival Violet's, and she has had such incredible media visibility, which is made even more impressive when you consider that her fellow competitors of the season were Anitra, Sugar and Spice, and Mistress, four queens with already very strong personalities. Season 16 is somewhat difficult since it's a somewhat recent season and nobody has made a particularly major move to set themselves apart from the pack. I think my ultimate pick would have to be between Nymphia Wind and Megami. Nymphia has my personal favorite step-down look ever and has gotten the media presence from having won Drag Race. On the other hand though, Megami has become the Jackie Beat of the girl groups challenge, so I feel like long term her presence is going to be increasingly larger as time goes on. With this in mind, I think the true winner of season 16 is still going to be Nymphia for now, but with the asterisk that Megami could easily take that slot in a few years. Finishing us off with season 17, we have Corey King, Queen of Cameo. I don't think I have the words to express or explain really any aspect of her post-show work. I just know a really successful post-show run when I see it. There is definitely an argument for Lydia Collins based off her All-Stars 10 run and ties to Corey, but I think that ultimately Corey's various personas form a collective that takes first place. I do want to give credit to Anya Nerve, she is amazing, and I'm so glad that Ohio finally got to take home a crown. She definitely has room to take back the win from Corey and Lydia, but at this moment in time, I don't think she's really done anything season-defining the way Corey and Lydia have, if that makes sense.